Welcome to Recap King. In this video, we will explain the Fable. This movie tells the story of a mob hitman who trained as a ruthless assassin since childhood. However, his boss ordered him to become a normal law-abiding citizen for a year, and he is forbidden to kill during his leave. Will he be able to live a normal life and obey his boss's order not to kill? Let's find out in the Fable. The Fable begins with the meeting of the Yakuza and the Mafia, but their meeting is interrupted by the appearance of a hitman who has extraordinary athletic and shooting abilities. His reflexes are lightning fast too. In a short time, the killer ruthlessly slaughtered the Yakuza and the Mafia. The killer is known as the Fable, but do not think he is a vicious killer who has no sense of humor. One of his main hobbies is watching commercials starring comedian Jackal Tomioka. Jackal is an idol for him, although most people feel Jackal is cringeworthy. After eliminating the Yakuza and Mafia, Fable goes to his boss to ask for his next mission. The boss is a man who played a big role in training him, from childhood until he became an elite assassin. But unexpectedly, the boss orders Fable to take a year off and live a normal life under the pseudonym Akira Sato. In addition, Fable is forbidden to kill during his leave. If he was caught killing someone, the boss himself would kill Akira. The boss also asked Yoko, the woman who had been in charge of picking up Fable while on a mission, to accompany Fable during his leave and pretend to be his sister. At the scene of the Yakuza and Mafia murders, two other hitmen, Fudo and his partner, inspect the strewn bodies. They actually get the task of killing the Yakuza and Mafia, but Fable snatches their job. Instead of being angry, they were impressed by the ability of Fable's killing skills. Moreover, he was able to kill two people at once with one bullet. Although Fable is often considered just an urban legend, they believe that Fable was the one who slaughtered the Yakuza and Mafia, and now they are eager to meet the legend. Yoko and Fable, or from now on Akira, finally went on leave to Osaka, where they would be entrusted to their boss friend, Amada, a local Yakuza leader. Amada and his captain, Ebihara, were actually a bit hesitant to accept Akira because they knew he was a hitman, but Amada and Ebihara had no choice. After they meet at the Yakuza office, Captain Ebihara takes Akira and Yoko to their temporary home. In the garage of the house, Ebihara keeps his favorite car, but he couldn't do anything when Akira and Yoko got into the car. Still in doubt, Ebihara secretly sends two thugs to test whether Akira is really on leave as an assassin or not. Akira really obeyed his boss' orders. He allowed himself to be beaten until he bled, and even pretended to cry like a little girl. But then, a woman appeared. The woman, Misaki, offered Akira a handkerchief to wipe the blood dripping from his nose. But the awkward Akira refuses Misaki's kindness. Meanwhile, Fudo and his companions kill the workers in charge of carrying the bodies of Akira's murder victims. One of the workers was forced to give them a phone containing a recording of Akira while he was in action. Ebihara is still curious about Akira, and therefore, he takes a second test by inviting Akira to meet a vicious wrestler who has committed various crimes, such as assault, rape, and robbery. With that pretext, Ebihara asked Akira to kill the wrestler. Ebihara constantly pushes him, forcing Akira to put on his mask and incapacitating him. But Akira doesn't kill him, prompting Ebihara to point his gun at him. Akira still doesn't want to kill. In the end, Ebihara shot the wrestler. Ebihara then went to Hamada to inform him about Kojima's release from prison. Kojima is a member of their gang, but he is troublesome and unruly. Evidently, on his first day of freedom, Kojima casually stabbed his business partner and shot him dead. The reason was simply that his colleague had never visited Kojima when he was in prison. After he gets his revenge, Kojima sees a magazine with a cover image of Misaki, who turns out to be a former adult magazine model. Kojima's business instincts immediately rose when he saw Misaki's beauty. To him, beautiful women can definitely make money. Meanwhile, a bored Akira starts applying for jobs. But unfortunately, because he was too honest, Akira was always rejected. As he wanders the streets, he meets Misaki again, who then invites him to apply to where she works, a small design firm. Akira is unexpectedly accepted there, as a courier and office boy. At the Yakuza office, Ebihara welcomes Kojima home happily. Because even though Kojima often causes trouble, Ebihara already considers him a brother, even though Kojima was imprisoned for killing Ebihara's girlfriend. News of Kojima's release finally reaches Sunagawa, a Yakuza lieutenant who is eyeing Ebihara's position. He plans to expose Ebihara as the person who ordered Kojima to kill his girlfriend. Back to Akira, who was invited to have dinner together by his new colleagues. But his co-workers were surprised when they saw Akira eating peanuts and watermelon with the skin. They came to think Akira was very poor. Akira remembered his childhood, when his boss trained him mentally by letting him live for months in the forest with a knife. After returning from the restaurant, Akira stopped by Ebihara's residence, but it was there that he met Kojima. Kojima himself still doesn't know Akira's real identity. He decided to have a little fun with Akira, holding a knife to his ear, before calling out to Ebihara. But Ebihara was found lying in the bathroom after having a heart attack. He was then taken to the hospital and treated there. Worried, he warns Kojima not to cause trouble while he is being treated. However, Kojima seems to have forgotten his warning, because not long after, he met Misaki and asked her to star in an adult video. If Misaki dares to refuse, Kojima will not hesitate to terrorize the people she loves. Fudo and his colleagues who are still looking for Akira get a mission from Tsunagawa to kidnap Kojima. Tsunagawa also told them about the rumor that Ebihara harbored an extraordinary assassin. No doubt, Fudo was interested to hear it. Misaki's anxiety grew even more after Kojima sent her photos of her mother, indicating that Kojima had found out about her mother's whereabouts. Kojima's threats make it difficult for Misaki to concentrate on work. She then decides to entertain herself by taking Akira to dinner, where she asks Akira if he isn't afraid of living alone in the forest. But Akira thinks nature treats people fairly and wisely, unlike cities, which are filled with selfish people vying for what they want. After dinner, Misaki goes to Kojima's place to accept his offer. But a few moments later, Fudo and his partner came. They kidnap Kojima and Misaki, then hand them over to Tsunagawa. Knowing that Kojima has been kidnapped, Ebihara goes to Akira to ask him to save Kojima. But Akira refused, leading Ebihara to make an offer that would be hard to refuse. He will give his favorite car if Akira is willing to help him. With his analytical skills, Akira goes to the kidnapping scene and investigates it. He is surprised to learn that Misaki also happened to be there when Kojima was kidnapped. He was sure Misaki was kidnapped too. Meanwhile, Tsunagawa forces Kojima to speak ill of Ebihara to get him expelled from the Yakuza. Instead of obeying, Kojima threatens Tsunagawa back, saying that Ebihara has the backing of a great assassin, the Fable. As Akira prepares to help Misaki, Yoko tries to prevent Akira from getting involved in an internal Yakuza conflict. It would be very dangerous if their boss found out. But Akira has made up his mind, arguing that as a normal person, he should help Misaki who has helped him get a job. In the end, Yoko helps Akira make fake bullets that won't kill, but are strong enough to immobilize people. At the hospital, Ebihara is visited by the boss, who threatens to kill him for implicated Akira. From their conversation, it was revealed that the purpose of the boss in ordering Akira to take a year off and live the life of a normal person was to dull his killing ability. The boss is worried Akira's ability is too great in terms of killing. Akira has the potential to even turn into a dangerous killing machine. In the end, Ebihara's life was spared by the boss. Akira, accompanied by Yoko, went to Tsunagawa's headquarters. He then climbed up and entered the building. And when he was inside, he paralyzed Tsunagawa's men who were about to do things to Misaki. Hearing Misaki's frightened voice, Yoko told Akira to calm her down. And what Akira did was imitate Jackal Tomioka's style. After Misaki was rescued, Akira next looked for Kojima, who was tied up at the edge of the upper floor. To save him, Akira uses the steel door to block the bullets fired by the Yakuza. It was only when their bullets ran out that Akira started to act, and he managed to save Kojima before he fell. But Akira's job isn't over yet. He still has to take Kojima out of the building filled with Tsunagawa's men. He even got a little overwhelmed by the crowd of enemies that surrounded him. Moreover, Kojima wasn't much help. At a time like this, Misaki made a mistake by coming out of her hiding place. She was almost caught by Fudo's partner, forced to jump and nearly fell from the top floor. Fudo's partner couldn't help but laugh at Misaki's silliness. On the other side of the building, after trapping Tsunagawa's men, Kojima goes head-to-head with Tsunagawa. Akira himself decides to look for Misaki. The fight between Tsunagawa and Kojima was evenly matched, but it was Kojima who finally came out victorious. After searching here and there, Akira managed to find Misaki. But just as he was about to save her, Fudo appeared and lunged at Akira, causing them both to fall to the ground floor. They then engaged in a close-range shootout. Even Akira was almost killed in the crossfire, because Fudo skillfully cornered him. But Akira is still more agile than Fudo. He was able to shoot Fudo and make him faint. After that, Akira immediately jumped to save Misaki. Meanwhile, Fudo's partner was defeated in one kick by Yoko. The rescue mission ended successfully. So that Misaki never finds out that Akira is Fable, Ebihara's men disguise themselves as Fables and take her home. Not only the rescue mission, Akira's plan not to kill anyone goes smoothly. Sugihara's men were still alive, and so was Fudo and his partner. But just when things looked like they were coming to an end, the boss suddenly appeared. He shot Fudo and his partner dead, because he thought they could be a threat to Akira's normal life. Akira then takes Kojima to Ebihara, who is fed up with his behavior. He kills Kojima, and brings a photo of his corpse to Sunagawa to ease the tension between them. At the end of the story, Akira is seen grilling fish on the house's roof accompanied by his pet bird. The film ends. So, the message of this film is that someone with any dark past can change into a better person, as long as he has a strong will to do so.